1 month, 3 weeks, we're done with the project. We can finally wear black and white. Man, I couldn't even think about wearing a white hemp or even a black hemp during the project. Man.
I missed my attire. This is my attire. What you've been seeing is a facade. This is my attire. So on this week's video, what we want to do is that we want to do a quick recap of what happened throughout the series. If you have actually been joining us, or if this was the first time you were checking us out, I mean, I'm happy that you got across our content.
Watch the whole video to see a summary of the full flip in South Africa in 2023. Invest like a pro with no one.
So now the first day we get to the property, right?
Yeah.
And this property is just pink and red. I remember I had a shirt that was pink and red. I was matching with the whole property, man. It was tough. It was tough because now you're thinking about the finances that you have and you're wondering that will these finances actually be enough for the property?
But you're more of the person that calculates things, so I knew that you had it well planned, that's the shirt that you're going to choose. But I had another plan for you because we were definitely doing away with that, going to the kitchen straight. I didn't like anything about that kitchen. Nothing was staying in that kitchen. We needed to demolish every single thing, from the arch to the cupboards, to the tilings, to the ceiling.
I remember those long windows that used to let a lot of light in. Like, as much as you want to have a lot of light in your property, you also want a fine balance whereby it doesn't look like you're outside and yet at the same time it doesn't look too dark in the property.
This was in the dining and in the lounge, right?
Yeah.
Okay. They were walking straight through to the passage. The passage was really dark. I knew for sure that we needed a whole lot of lighting. On the left, you would be greeted by an old cupboard space, which was brown. Then immediately when you turn on the right, first bedroom, which is blue, and this was the bedroom that Lebo was sleeping in, his favorite.
There are 3 bedrooms, right? Yeah. There's bedroom 1, bedroom 2, and bedroom 3. All of the colors were different, so all of the colors were off. So we had to repaint those walls so that when the buyer does actually come through and wants to purchase the property, they can actually go into the property and it feels like it's just one homely property. Now, if you have different colors in all of the bedrooms, it just makes it feel like it's different properties. So you just want to have that synchronizing thing going on around the property.
Then came the material. Lebo, you know the thing about material is that it's really expensive. I mean, when it came to our numbers and we saw that, we knew that our biggest expense is going to be material. Number 2, it's going to be labor. So as much as it was fun buying, it was painful at the same time because we do not like spending. So looking at the tiling, we knew that when it came to tiling, we needed to pay special attention to it. And what I really loved about this tiling is that it matched with our kitchen tops. That was really beautiful.
Oh, you know, the first time I saw the kitchen, man, it's actually breathtaking to see the art or the work of art that was actually done. You can see that the person that was doing this kitchen is really passionate about it. It's not just that thing that, this is my job and I'm doing it and I'm getting over and done with it. This was really passion that was driving the guy that was doing the kitchen. And also, we did the bathroom and the toilet. Installed a new basin, installed a new bath, installed a new toilet seat, and then we took away that nasty, shower that was actually going on in there. It was that hard rock, so you can only imagine the amount of work that it took for the guys to actually break down that wall.
So looking at the color scheme, we went with sea sand. What I really loved about it is that it's a really calm color and it's not really out there. And then it was matched by that beautiful tiling that moved from the kitchen. It flowed all the way to the bathroom. That tied the whole interior of the property. Looking at outside, right, what happened is that the roof was charcoal, and then outside we went for, it was more of a light gray. And then what we wanted to do around the window frames, we wanted it to pop. We wanted the window frames to match the roof so that it ties everything up. Man, I really loved painting. As much as it was really tiring, as much as it was hectic, man. You know how much work you put in there.
Yeah.
But the final product, I'm really happy with.
Let's go into the numbers, should we?
Let's go.
Now let's go to the important part, the numbers of it. Now, kick us up.
So, as normal, we're always saying that property investing is a numbers game. So let's look at the numbers. We purchased the property for 350,000, and then we paid the attorneys 24,347 rands.
Now comes the big chunk of the money, or where the money went.
You had to say big chunk.
It's a big one. Big one. So the first one was the material that we actually purchased. The material, looking at your tiles, looking at the cement, look at the
Paint.
everything that goes into building the property, right? That was around 104,441 that we actually spent on material.
Then when it came to our contractors, we paid 51,000. So our contractors was made out of the guys that were working on the ground in terms of taking the tiles out, the guys that were taking out the windows, the guys that were doing the electricians. We had our welder.
Now it comes to the kitchen. The kitchen was actually 26,135. So this includes the cupboards that we actually bought and also the labor for the guy that was actually working there. He did a really nice job.
You had to emphasize this again.
You know, when this comes out, you know that he really did a nice job.
Then when we're looking at our total, when it comes to these numbers, we're looking at...
Before the total, can we just tell everybody how much was our budget?
Our budget was 150,000.
Just for renovation.
We were really renovation and payments.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was the material and paying the contractors.
Yeah.
So we were looking at spending 150,000 on this project. However, because there were some hidden costs, that got us off. We were over budget. We went over budget by 31,576.58 cents. What a bummer, Leo. I really wanted us to stick to a budget. That's us. That's how tight we are when it comes to investing in property, because we really want to stick to it. However, unfortunately, we didn't.
Now, in total, we spent a whopping 181,576 rands on just renovating the whole property.
When it comes to the other costs that we paid when it came to this property, this will be your food, the airtime, petrol, electricity when the guys were working there, and also paying delivery.
I almost forget about that, the miscellaneous costs.
That amounted to 7,049 rand, 87 cents. The reason why we also add this, remember something, and this is where a lot of people get it wrong, that this is a business. So we want all of this money back. It's well calculated. So yes, even though we did go above budget, and we also have to factor in now this 7,049 rand, 87 cents, because at the end of the day, if we want to understand we made a profit, we are going to add all of our expenses with the amount that we purchased the property for, which was for 350,000, and then we'll be seeing that how much are we left with after this whole process. But for now, the property has been listed and we are looking forward to selling it and moving on to the next one.
Now, the reason why we have this spreadsheet is that you can actually come back and see that practical versus theoretical, do they actually match? So what do I mean by this? When we purchased the property, we thought that we'd spend 150,000 and then our total investment would be around 200,000. However, now that it is practical and we have actually spent a lot of money, this comes to show that there were some things that we didn't really see. So we needed to add on to what we had actually thought. So now the problem is that if you don't do a review on how much did you actually spend, you're going to be having a problem when it's time to sell, because you're still going to be sticking to what you had actually initially said that you were going to sell it for. However, now that you know that you went over budget, this basically means that you also have to increase how much you are going to be selling the property for. However, the margins can't be that much. So say for instance, if I'm saying that initially I wanted to sell the property at 800,000 and now I want to sell the property at 1.1 million, you can't do that. However, if you're saying that you wanted to sell it at 800,000, now you want to sell it at 850,000, now that's still within the range.
And I mean, if you are impressed with all of this and you're like, gents, I want to be part of this, I need you guys to hold my hand. What we do is that we do offer a mentorship program whereby we'll be sitting with you for 3 months, one-on-one, telling you in terms of how do we move from step A right until us selling. Or if you want to take it the rental route, we still do that in terms of looking at the type of properties that we should be buying and at how much should we be buying them for. So please, in the description, hit the description below, set up a Zoom meeting and inquire in terms of, gents, I need your mentorship program. Please hold my hand and let's invest like pros. we're there for you.
Now we still have one more vlog that we have to do for this particular series, and that will be done once the property is sold, whereby we give you all the information, what happened throughout the journey, and how much were we able to sell the property for.
So on the 1st and the 2nd of July, we will be hosting an in-person property workshop whereby we'll be having our experts. Number 1, the property conveyancer will be coming through. Number 2, a tax practitioner will be coming through to assist us in terms of let us understand the different forms of ownership and how they affect us when it comes to scalability and ownership.
Now I'm really excited about day 2, whereby we will actually be having a practical section. How do you invest like a pro? You've always heard us say that invest like a pro. Now we need to see that how do we really invest like pros.
Tickets are only going for $450 per day. Make sure that you secure your ticket. It will be in MIDRAND. Do not miss out on this one because we do not know when we'll be hosting another one in Gauteng. Most probably end of the year. So if you want to wait until end of the year, then so be it. But if you do not want to miss out on this one, make sure that you buy your ticket in the description below. See you there.
Invest like a pro
with Noah.